Ever wondered what makes TV so powerful in Jamaica? Time to find out. Welcome to Global TV Group 358, where television meets innovation. We're not just about shows, we're about shaping society. In Jamaica, TV keeps you informed, connects diverse voices, and supports democracy. Imagine a Jamaica where broadcasters unite, sharing data and collaborating globally. That's us, a unified voice in the TV industry. Did you know TV advertising is still king? It drives website traffic, boosts brand equity, and powers integrated campaigns. Even in an age of digital, TV stands strong, resilient in tough times. Our global TV deck is your treasure trove of insights and data. With charts, graphs, and success stories, it's your guide to impactful TV advertising. Curious to learn more? Visit our website and see how Global TV Group 358 keeps television at the heart of entertainment in Jamaica. Get ready to binge watch the future.
Corruption is a vile disease that sucks and drains the health out of something good. Corruption in society is an evil moral infection that keeps community in the state of perpetual sickness. Corruption is a moral virus. It's so potent, it leaves its host sick, lethargic, and unable to realize and accomplish all that a well person can. Where corruption thrives, poverty and not prosperity thrives. Wealth is grabbed into the greedy, grubby hands of those who get fat on the toil and labor of good people. Corruption benefits, only temporarily, those who participate in it. Everyone else is a victim of the theft, the deceit, the dishonesty, and the lies that corruption feeds on. You need to know that a corrupt person is stealing from you. Corruption is filthy work and despicable acts of treachery done under the table and behind closed doors. Corruption is a disgusting shame. Corruption keeps a nation back from true development and from progress. Wise investors steer clear of a corrupt environment. They would rather put their resources into a place where the playing field of opportunity is equal for all and not bent towards feeding the financial lust of corrupt, lying, cheating, thieving politicians and government officials. How many wonderful development projects have been lost because the investors didn't want to do business in a swamp of evil? When those great projects go to another nation or to some other place, we all lose. Believe me when I tell you that corruption steals from you, it steals from all of us. Corruption plunders the nation's wealth. Corrupt people compromise on truth, equity, and fairness, choosing instead to feed off the short-term benefits of crookedness, exploitation, and financial perversion. Corruption is not just a personal matter, it's a culture. It's a way of life, not just for individual people, but for companies, communities, governments, and nations. Corrupt nations, hiding behind large companies, will seek to invest in other weak nations in order to take over the assets of the nation that they've invested into. They will provide financial loans to a nation for the much-needed infrastructure, and they will do it with assets that they provide. They will sign contracts by lining the pockets of rotten government officials who participate in this kind of corruption and are then held hostage by their own deceit and greed. Corruption is nothing less than a form of theft and national robbery. A corrupt person steals from everyone in society.
Run, keep going on, let's process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man around Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Hey, oh, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare and read the way. Prepare and read the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down, war and crime. Fight down, me say Rastafari. War and crime and do that righteousness. Hey, we love. I will love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari.
I will love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari. Save all people.
Yeah, we love Jaja. We love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari.
We love Jaja.
Jah Rastafari. Preserve all people.
Put time away again. Listen.
Yeah.
Just as I and I say, watch your man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel. I should never hold thy peace while we penalize. Hey, oh, night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way. Prepare the way for Jah Rastafari. Fight down war and fight.
Fight down war and fight.
Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah.
Jah Rastafari.
And we love Jah.
Jah Rastafari. Preserve all.
And we love Jah.
Jah Rastafari.
Me love Jah.
Jah Rastafari.
Me love Jah.
Jah Rastafari. Preserve all.
Me love Jah.
Jah Rastafari.
Jah Rastafari.
Jah Rastafari.
Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight. And then DJ Twink.
Does it really make sense of us quoting international law when the authors of international law really have no regard or respect for it? They have literally turned a blind eye to it. Does international law really means anything anymore? Come home, Kondowa. Many Jamaicans in the diaspora may be asking the question when Andrew Holness called for Jamaicans in the diaspora to return. Come home, Kondowa. Many Jamaicans may be asking. And we will point out to the Prime Minister this morning, what are the incentives that would allow us to even look at whether it benefits us and our children or not? And we're going to look at the scuffle. Call Kevin, please. Call Kevin Blake, please. Because to say yesterday morning, me scroll through, was it TikTok or Facebook? And I see this man explaining this story. But you know, sometimes Jamaican explain things away. Me never know, say, a police. We're going to call Kevin Phil, please. Because we want to know what is happening in the Jamaica Constabulary Force. And if we can continue to trust law enforcement by the Jamaica Constabulary Force, who have become legal uniformed criminals. I who pay you? Or I pay your own feel? This sound like a hitman job. This there for the hitman job. Kevin Blake. Wanna call Kevin now? Look like no have Kevin number, no what do a bell figure ring. No call Kevin. Because we want to find out a walk along and who we feel afraid in Jamaica, Kev. To my community of part and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, viewers, subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good morning, everyone. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We have a few issues to pit and pock this morning. We do an article them already, put them out on the website, but we don't put them to Facebook yet. But we're going to run through them this morning as well in context to the different issues we are looking at this morning. Call the government too, and call Christopherton as well. Call Dr. Coxman for we, please. Call Dr. Coxman for we. And call the government. Make we ask them, can you all not do something without the chaka-chakarism And if I did chakarism and your oldness and ask if you come back home to those of you who live in the diaspora, call crowd this morning, can all the way I go tell Andrew what it is that we would want. And what is it that we would want to see him do before we even consider such a conundrum? So no call the whole of them this morning. Debbie Jarvis TV, good morning. Mr. McTown, good morning. Morning and welcome. Laverne, Suzette Williams. Laiz, good morning. Violet Watson, good morning. Colin, Lynette Jenkins, George Beckford, Colleen, Joan Genius. Good morning and welcome. Ainsworth Williams, Michael Nepper, Abella Campbell, Pamela Akola. Good morning. How no do? Who we got third parish? Who if it third pan first? Let's look at the Cuba issue first. Yvette Burrell, good morning. Let's look at the Cuba issue first, because is it that I want to tell Kev if he line up himself behind Cuba? Tell Kev to line up himself behind Cuba, and tell Tufton to line up himself behind Kev, and tell Andrew to line up behind all of them. So we're going to look at the Cuba issue, and we're asking the question, are the current CARICOM leaders hiding behind former leaders? It's all well and good that former CARICOM leaders can be speaking in a way which would be more suitable for the current CARICOM. It would be good to hear such strong, united speech or intervention, Marcia Gale, Wayne Evans. Such intervention from the current CARICOM leadership, because I'm yet to hear something since this recent escalation of Donald Trump executive order was silence even Mayor Motley. I'm not sure if I know what the current stance of CARICOM is. I'm not sure if I'm aware. Everybody seemed to be silent to the economic sanction, but the American economic sanction is not working anymore. It never worked against Russia the other day. BRICS has already implemented a payment system that bypasses the US. It's not fully on board and rolled out and popularized yet. But other countries are escaping the sanctions of that. Beside a China, the World Trade Center, where China, everybody have to go trade with include America. So to have America strong arming them in the collective punishment, because this is not punishing the Cuban regime, because, I mean, you have been at this, America, for almost 7 decades. The people are not going to rise up against the regime. So it is collective punishment. Even if the Americans are going to say, them are force the people to rise up against the regime and overthrow it, it's collective punishment, which under Fort Geneva Convention is illegal. But then can we talk about these international rule-based system when the same stupid America have no regards for this system? This America has pulled away from many of these systems. This America in the first place never signed up to many of these international treaties. And this is why America have been behaving lawless for the last 200 years. Lawless. Let's listen to what the current, the former Caribbean leaders are saying, as opposed to the deafening silence of the current CARICOM leadership and membership.
Caribbean leaders on the front line, critically examining their intervention in the Cuban crisis and the U.S. economic warfare. The recent impassioned statement from former CARICOM heads of state and government, unequivocally condemning U.S. actions against Cuba as economic warfare, marks a significant intervention in the ongoing humanitarian crisis gripping the island nation. This collective denouncement, born from decades of regional solidarity and shared history, provides a critical lens through which to examine the dynamics of the Cuban crisis and the wider implications of U.S. policy in the Caribbean. The former leader's statement is remarkable for its strong language, labeling the U.S. executive order threatening sanctions against nations supplying oil to Cuba as inflicting unconscionable suffering and a horrific fuel blockade. This goes beyond diplomatic niceties, directly accusing the U.S. of cruel punishment of the 11 million civilians through the strangulation of Cuba's vital requirements for energy, food, medication, education, and basic livelihood. Such a direct and forceful accusation of economic warfare by a united front of regional elders carries significant moral and political weight. Their intervention is underpinned by several critical arguments. Humanitarian imperative. At its core, the statement is a humanitarian appeal. By focusing on the catastrophic consequences for ordinary Cubans, the lack of energy, food, medicine, and education, the leaders seek to shift the discourse from geopolitical rivalry to the urgent need to alleviate human suffering. This aligns with international principles of human rights and the responsibility to protect vulnerable populations. Sovereignty and international law. The former leaders explicitly recall the pivotal 1972 decision by Barbados, Guyana, Jamaica, and Trinidad and Tobago to establish diplomatic relations with Cuba, asserting their sovereign right to end the hemispheric economic isolation of a neighboring state. This historical reference grounds their current stance in a long-standing commitment to independent foreign policy within the Caribbean. They further argue that the U.S. executive order undermined the tenets of international law and endorsed the findings of UN human rights experts that it constitutes a violation of international law. Cuban solidarity and reciprocity. The statement powerfully reminds the international community of Cuba's consistent solidarity with the Caribbean, citing medical brigades, educational scholarships, sports and disaster relief, freely given assistance in times of our greatest need, and devoid of any request by them for reciprocal support of any kind. This highlights a reciprocal relationship often overlooked in Western narratives, portraying Cuba not as a pariah state, but as a benevolent regional partner. The zone of peace principle. By declaring, "We stand as the zone of peace," the CARICOM leaders invoke a fundamental principle of regional foreign policy that seeks to de-escalate conflicts and promote peaceful resolutions. This position directly challenges the confrontational nature of the U.S. embargo and advocates for dialogue and cooperation over coercive measures. Critical discussion points. While the former leader's intervention is largely framed as a moral and humanitarian plea, a critical analysis also reveals the power imbalance. The economic warfare accusation, while strong, underscores the stark power imbalance between the United States and Cuba, and by extension, the smaller Caribbean nations. Their appeal, therefore, functions not just as a condemnation, but also as a call for other international actors to leverage their influence to counter U.S. hegemony. The limits of diplomatic pressure. Despite decades of CARICOM's consistent opposition to the embargo, and the overwhelming annual UN General Assembly votes against it, U.S. policy has largely remained steadfast. This raises questions about the ultimate effectiveness of diplomatic pressure alone, even when wielded by a united regional front. The role of regional unity. The collective voice of these former leaders demonstrates the enduring strength of CARICOM's solidarity on this issue. This unity is crucial for amplifying their message on the global stage, making it harder for the international community to ignore. The call for tangible support. The statement's implicit call for CARICOM leaders to render tangible material support to our brothers and sisters in Cuba at this time of need suggests that moral condemnation alone may not be sufficient. This opens the door for a more active and coordinated regional response, potentially including increased trade, humanitarian aid, and diplomatic initiatives. In conclusion, the intervention by former CARICOM leaders is a powerful and critically important moment in the ongoing Cuban crisis. By framing U.S. actions as economic warfare and emphasizing humanitarian suffering, international law, and regional solidarity, they are challenging the dominant narrative and pushing for a re-evaluation of policies that have had devastating consequences for the Cuban people. Their call to rescind the executive order and for the international community to provide humanitarian assistance is not just a plea for Cuba, but a broader assertion of the Caribbean's commitment to justice, sovereignty, and a shared future free from coercive economic measures.
No, I will take you a bit way back because I have been going at this geopolitical issue for quite some time, telling you of the geopolitical tension coming to the region. We're going to be locked in a warfare, in a geopolitical warfare between America and China. And I told you of the ultimatum they gave to Andrew: if you don't roll back China investment, we're going to take over in 2 years. Now, all of this, and this was said in 2023, and we didn't take over since Melissa in 2025, or even before Melissa. But Melissa met them come in full force and send in all of them for sending. None of these decisions taken by our leaders are in our interest. Now, let us go back to, you remember when Andrew Holness said he went to New York on a working lunch under the Biden government. Some of you might remember this. I'm not going to remember it tune for tune, but you will remember when Andrew Holness went to see Kamala for a working lunch, he called it. And then at the time I said, what working lunch? America will throw your backside up the wall and give you some orders. It was then that time as well, I thought he got the $31 million. And then when he came back to Jamaica, he started talking about the China investment galangin. That's, I don't remember it exactly what was said then. But there was that diplomatic pressure from the Biden government. And we remember with the Maxine Waters argument, we said them coming back for, I think, Noranda or whichever one of them side the backside mind there, one of them lot. It move up to now, come further up now to Marco Rubio and Donald Trump, and for them escalation. They started off with the Cuban healthcare workers. Them sit to say, Marco Rubio and Donald Trump sit to say, the Cuban healthcare worker and the visa threat now really cut it for most Caribbean countries. So them step up with the oil embargo. None of these decisions, though, are in our economic interest or our social benefit or advancement. Because to say, America investment, where America have to invest right now, America grapple. China cut off rare earth element from America. Right now, America now make nothing. Everybody are chained with China. China is heavily invested in the Caribbean, especially in Jamaica. I do have an issue, yes, with how our government partner with in their partnership with China, especially the giving away of our land and the tax relief that the Chinese get. These are issues that we need to fuzz out and target with government with. But what investment for the time we were aligned with America before Chinese investment came to the Caribbean or to Africa? We never see the type of infrastructure development in our region with this long-term friendship we have with the West. So obviously, the West partnership with the West is not benefiting us other than America strong arm the people. So it's either unafraid of get taken out on a bed at night, why una can't stand up as a unit and decide which block una trade with and what una foreign policy is. If we're going to continue be harangued by America, we as the Caribbean are going to fall over the cliff with America. We can't hang with basket pan America. America hang for him basket pan China. Meanwhile, America fight China. America hanging basket pan China. Indebted to China. If he no get rare earth mineral from China, he can't make in technologies. So why should we be dictated to by a failing, falling America? America that their economy has been broken, and America that is doing money laundering in the name of quantitative easing to keep them economy up. Look how long Europe and America broke. Look how long America and Europe have been doing what they call quantitative easing, but money laundering in the local term. How long you think them are going to print money for to keep up them economy? How long you think them are going to use figures and tell lies? We cannot, Andrew Holness, walk through the world pan we knee. We can't walk through the world pan we knee, Andrew Holness. That stance we took in the 70s to align with Cuba, it benefit us to today. Educational institution, healthcare, scholarship, educational scholarship, up until today, even under 70 years of strangulation, Cuba can stand up and support the Caribbean. And now when the Caribbean will stand up and support Cuba, the whole on of bow down in front of some little pedophiles. Like seriously? You see, me done with voting, Me always vote. Even to spoil my ballot. But so me have to go protest the next vote coming up. Yeah. Me did plan so me done with voting, but every ballot me go to every ballot now me I go just write. You are all Epstein collaborators. From here on, me not vote for nobody. Any ballot, me just go write, pan it and put it in the ballot box. You are all Epstein collaborators. Me go continue. Me just say me not go vote again. But me go continue spoil my ballot. Every election, because Epstein file show we say, we cannot continue to validate these people. Epstein file show we say, we cannot continue to validate them people. Yeah. So here and now onwards, every voting in this country, me I gonna go spoil my ballot. You're all Epstein collaborators. That my vote for now into eternity. Because we can never legitimize any of these child abusers, murderers, and wicked and thief with my vote anymore. So from here on, and I wish everybody could turn up at the ballot and spoil them ballot and leave the country hanging. And then we can choose clean leadership going forward when we have those who expect us to vote for them. Because once we dissolve parliament, nobody no have power anymore as MP. And once we're gonna go spoil with ballot, them just have to turn up so. Because nobody no mandate them to do nothing. So the Caribbean can continue creep on their knees so and expect we to follow them. So why we not call we to come back home when we come back home in America or the extended state of America when we live in America and Europe already. So we not call we to come back because we live America already. We not call we to come back America. We live with America already and with Europe already. So what the point calling if you come back Andrew Holness? We not call Kevin then, no? Call the policeman. Because this government for the last 2 years have been turning the gun on our children in the name of crime fighting, in the name of bringing down murders, but especially since the start of this year, there is an almighty escalation of members of the security service and their criminal involvement. Or I catch them more. But the question all of us they ask this morning, who we feel afraid of? Globalists, who not afraid of? The bad man them in a plain clothes with gun, or the bad man them in a uniform with gun? Who not afraid of more? Who we feel afraid of, Kevin? Who we feel run from when we see them a come? Who when we see them who we feel bad when we see them we feel bad? Murder. Because everybody behave the same now, you know. Everybody a carry gun. Everybody a shoot mercilessly. Everybody a take contract killing job. Everybody a have gun and ammunition. Everybody a have drugs. Who we feel afraid of? Opal, how you do? Who we feel afraid of, Kevin Blake? We want to know who we run from. Or we run from everybody. But then when we run, they still go shot we. And some are go just not say nothing. And some are go say, we drew gun on them. And we shoot from nearby bushes and then come find my body in a nearby. Who we afraid of, Kevin Blake? Who we afraid of? Who we run from? Who we ball murder for when we see them? Because everybody seem to be the same thing now, you know, Kev. Nobody no seem to better than nobody. Everybody depend on gangster payroll, you know, Kev. Do you know see all drugs up a more? We can't even keep up with the crime in the Jamaica. At what point though, Kev? Let's ask the question. At what point are you going to turn the gun on your members? Kevin Blake, at what point will Kevin Blake turn the gun on his men? Because we see Kevin Blake walk and turn gun pan with children them every day, you know. All in a with house. Kevin Blake come shoot with picnic them. At what point, Kevin Blake, you're going to turn the gun pan see you? Criminal producer. Angelo run around and call we pick them criminal producers, you know. Because members say we no murder bigger than, you know. Uno say is a criminal producer, and I know no can produce the evidence of the criminal producing. Who we afraid of? And that Jamaicans fi ask, who we fi run from? Who we fi ball murder when we see them a come? Everybody a gunman now, we no Kev. Me don't know if you notice it. Me don't know if you notice it, but everybody a gunman now, so we might as well duck and hold we head back when we see all of them a come. We wanna not involve in a Kev. No, Kev, talk truth. We wanna not involve in a. Me say me hear one man explain it on social media yesterday, and me never pay no great attention to it because me never know say a police fit true. So Kevin, may I ask you this? So the police them, the one them when it go down a Commodore, go shoot and shoot up all the 4-year-old. Them did say them a police too, you know, Kev. Who we fi run from? Who we fi afraid of? Who we fi tremble and piss up ourselves when we see them and them gun, Kevin? Cause we want to know, or we fi run from everybody? But what if we decide one day say enough is enough, Kevin, we're going to turn up and turn around and defend ourselves? What if, Kev, what if one day we decide that we're not going to run no more? We're going to turn around and defend ourselves. The way how for your boy them are going, you know, Kev, it not hard. So we play them, fi flip them, fi come and fi we side in the war, you know, Kev, because you know, say, a money, Kev. A money run things. So it's hard for we pay them and flip them. Because you know, once we pay them a hit man. In it, Kev? Them a hit man. So once we pay them, then we go to them job. I wonder who paid this officer. Hold on.
Crime-related matters, the police high command has ordered a top-level investigation into the alleged criminal activities of 2 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The policemen are suspected to be involved in multiple murders, shootings, and robberies in the corporate area, as well as St. Mary. Details in this report. The policemen who were recently taken into custody were scheduled to be questioned today.
Note he said multiple. Multiple murders. No one, no two, multiple. Only.
Crime-related matters, the police high command has ordered a top-level investigation into the alleged criminal activities of 2 members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. The policemen are suspected to be involved in multiple murders, shootings, and robberies in the corporate area, as well as St. Mary. Details in this report. The policemen who were recently taken into custody were scheduled to be questioned today by senior detectives assigned to the Major Investigations Division in connection with a double murder along Fairfield Avenue in Marvelous St. Andrew on February 7. 2 men, Tyrese McKenzie, otherwise called Citypus, and Jose Harvey, otherwise called Jose, were gunned down in a drive-by attack. The policemen, one of them assigned to the Trelawney Police Division, reportedly popped up on the radar of the Police High Command last week after one of them was captured by the police along the Port Henderson Main Road in St. Catherine in possession of 2 firearms and more than 60 rounds of ammunition. He was arrested hours after a St. Mary businessman, Garfield Singh, was gunned down at his home in Boscobel, St. Mary last week Monday by men who declared that they were police officers. The 64-year-old businessman who operated a well-known tire shop was killed when they demanded that he open the door to his home and business establishment. Following the murder of Mr. Singh, the police intercepted a grey Toyota Probox with 2 men aboard about 11 p.m. along the Port Henderson Main Road in St. Catherine. An M16 rifle and a Taurus pistol, along with 65 rounds of ammunition, were seized in the vehicle. The policeman and a civilian were taken into custody. Investigators believed the policeman and the other suspect were involved in the murder of Mr. Singh. Head of the St. Catherine South Police, Superintendent Leighton Gray, confirmed to the Gleaner that some investigation is taking place, but said he could not shed any light on that. Commanding officer for the St. Mary Police Division, Superintendent Anthony Wallace, confirmed too that an active investigation was underway into the murder of Mr. Singh, but declined further comment. Prince Moore, TVJ News.
All them ya, Bev would have said, murder to blood clot people. Who with you run from? Yeah, me did follow the Commodore closely, Lenworth. Me just a little while say to Kev say, remember them one where they jump out upon the people them a Commodore, and then did say them a police too. Because when the man I explain it on Facebook, you know, on the social media clip of media watch, before me see the newscast. So one of my globalists send the newscast here to me. The civilian where you hear say arrested with the policeman in the pro box, it's a 19-year-old youth. But when they got Mr. Singh yard, as come to what the man explained, them identify themselves as police. When the man gets stopped in the pro box with a 19-year-old youth, he identify himself to him squadded them as police as well, and was confrontational that them stop him. But they use their instinct to search further, and then they find whatever they find. And when they strip with the car, me here say they find further bust a rifle or so on. The Chilani police them, it look like Melissa turn on in a same thing. Because remember me do one article on one, the one where they catch on Henderson Road, Port Henderson Road and Portmore where they with the hope of ammunition and same thing as well. You remember the open jugs up a CTAC where saving of them filing cabinet and them desk. We see left, right, and center where police and soldiers get all with gun and arm. Oh, if you're afraid of. Or we must come to the conclusion, say, we're afraid of everybody. Let's go to the Dr. Coxman. Let's go to Dr. Coxman this morning. Why this government is so tracker? Let us look at our article first. Then we'll go to the trackerism that unfolded in St. Mary with Dr. Tufton.
Political fray at Belfield. A critical look at escalating JLP-PNP tensions in St. Mary. The recent official opening of the Belfield Community Health Centre in St. Mary, intended to be a moment of community celebration and progress, was instead marred by an ugly display of political tribalism between supporters of the ruling Jamaica Labour Party and the opposition People's National Party. This incident not only overshadowed a significant investment in public health, but also highlighted the persistent and often disruptive nature of partisan politics in Jamaica, particularly at the local level. The catalyst for the disruption appears to have been the decision to allow former JLP Member of Parliament for St. Mary South Eastern, Dr. Norman Dunn, to speak, despite not being listed on the official programme. Dr. Dunn, who was defeated by sitting PNP MP Christopher Brown in the last general election, used the platform to highlight his perceived advocacy for the health facility's construction. This move, whether intentional or not, was immediately perceived as a political slight by PNP supporters, prompting MP Brown to visibly express his disapproval. The subsequent escalation, with accusations flying between supporters and even stones being hurled after the official proceedings, points to a deeper issue than a mere scheduling oversight. It reveals entrenched political rivalry. The incident underscores the deep-seated, often acrimonious rivalry between the JLP and PNP, which frequently transcends national policy debates to manifest in localized, sometimes violent confrontations. The symbolic significance of a health center opening in a constituency recently won by the opposition, coupled with the presence of the defeated incumbent, created a powder keg. Disregard for decorum and public service. A health center opening is a non-partisan event aimed at serving all citizens. The eruption of political bickering and hostility at such a venue is a disservice to the community it aims to serve, and undermines the very idea of public service. The appeal for calm by Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton, and the subsequent prayer highlight the severity of the breakdown in civility. The perpetuation of winner-takes-all politics, the implicit claim by the former MP to the health center's genesis, and the sitting MP's visible discomfort, reflects a political culture where credit for development projects often becomes a battleground. This winner-takes-all mentality can stifle collaboration and deprives communities of truly unified leadership. The role of supporters and local dynamics, the passionate, almost aggressive defense of their respective political figures by supporters, is a common feature of Jamaican politics. However, the intensity witnessed in St. Mary, culminating in physical altercations, demonstrates how easily these loyalties can boil over, creating an environment of intimidation and chaos. The alarming statement, "No interview can do in a me yard," directed at the sitting MP by a supporter, further illustrates the territorial and exclusionary nature of some local political dynamics. While political discourse and healthy debate are crucial for democracy, the events in St. Mary represent a concerning departure from civil engagement. They suggest that, for some, partisan allegiances override the fundamental purpose of public functions and the need for respectful interaction, even when celebrating community advancements. For Jamaica to truly progress, political actors and their supporters must find a way to temper their rivalries, respect the process of democratic change, and prioritize the collective good over narrow partisan interests. Otherwise, important occasions like the opening of a much-needed health facility will continue to be overshadowed by unnecessary political drama, ultimately shortchanging the very people they are meant to benefit.
To answer your question, Pamela, Jamaica is not a real place. It's a theater, just like any of the other country in this world. It's a global theater. And who is running it? The same cabal that is being exposed at the moment through the Epstein file that is running a lot of these countries, as we can see. It's the same people giving instruction. Leaders, whether they're presidents or prime ministers, are not leaders. They are employee of the deep state and the cabal. So they're just there to take instruction. They're a chief executive of a subsidiary of the cabal system. Now to Dr. Tufton. When is it that una go follow procedure? I don't have a problem if Norman Dunn is invited there and is there. The broader issue, though, is protocol, following the rules and the protocol. If you go carry Norman Dunn to speak, because this is an official opening done by the ministry. So the ministry would have provided the quorum for the meeting. So therefore, if you go care your friend come speak, put it on the official document thingy, so everybody can know what the agenda for the evening is, rather than always having these chaotic galanging It was the same way with Crystal when I go up something there when what's your name, Crystal Lee, I go I think a Marant Bay Hospital, them care Michelle Charles with them. It's about time on respect the process. And when I get to Andrew Wholeness, after this, I'll have much more to say on that. But this is the debacle that ensued yesterday. A clip of it.
So I want to say to you, enjoy your clinic. Enjoy your clinic. This is government taxpayers' money at work. Thank you very much. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. Hold on. When I said we were going to have a community dialogue, I never really planned on this kind of dialogue, right? I want to just say that it's exactly 3:19 and this meeting started 2:15, and I said it would be a 1-hour session before we go and look at the facility. Hold on. Relax. Hold on. Can I get somebody to just bless the building so that we can go and open the building and look at the building, okay?
Dance to the rhythm, chaka chaka. Everything about this government is just chaka chaka and all over the place. But let's move to Andrew Wholeness. We're going to just move straight to the article and then we call Lego remote for Andrew. Before we go to Andrew Wholeness, let's show you how Jamaicans are suffering and how Jamaicans are feeling the pinch under this government. And I wonder if more Jamaicans are going to speak.
Yeah, my brethren would love to get up every morning. I know we have a 9 to 5 or an 8 to 5 job where we can set a budget offer and set a life that we can know what we want and look from a soldier and him say, we want a shoot, we can budget it. We know so we get $5,000 for a week, but you don't want a shoot and the rent of a pure title. That we can't understand again, you know. Minimum wage a $5,000, $5,600. And that cannot buy nothing in the store. The cheapest water bill you get is for 2003, even if you never turn on the pipe for the year. The light bill are the same thing, and it's only $5,600 you get with 6 youth in your house. Yet still the government come and say she feel the pain. How she can feel the pain and she don't know how we're living?
Oh,
every day for them table full of food, you know.
No, this is a video from Portia there. The wrong something I bring. Hold on. Let's go to the article then on Andrew Wholeness. Then me tell Andrew Wholeness what we want. If we are to consider anything we must say, we're going to tell him what we want.
Wholeness's homecoming call, a critical look at incentives for returning Jamaicans. Prime Minister Andrew Wholeness's recent statements encouraging Jamaicans abroad to return home, especially in light of the US's indefinite pause on immigrant visas for 75 countries, including Jamaica, offer a moment for critical reflection. While the sentiment of attracting skilled Jamaicans back to their homeland is commendable, hinges on tangible incentives that address the systemic issues often cited as push factors for migration. Wholeness candidly acknowledged the historical reality that many Jamaicans, including his university peers, saw no future in their home country, choosing instead to migrate. He attributes this to a failure of past governments to create opportunity. This self-awareness is a crucial first step. However, the critical question remains, What specific compelling incentives is his administration putting in place to transform this historical narrative and truly make Jamaica the place of choice to live, work, do business, raise families, and retire in paradise? The Prime Minister points to several positive developments under his administration: record low unemployment, rising wages tied to skills and productivity, and significant reductions in violent crime. These are indeed vital components of an attractive environment. However, for many Jamaicans who have built lives and careers abroad, the decision to return involves a complex calculus that goes beyond basic employment figures. While world-class infrastructure, cinemas, good restaurants, and good landscape and streetscapes contribute to quality of life, they do not in themselves address the foundational concerns that lead many to perceive Jamaica's governance system as broken. Returning professionals often weigh the perceived stability of institutions, the efficiency of public services, the reliability of the justice system, and the overall ease of doing business against the advantages they have found in their adopted countries. For a critical analysis, we must press Prime Minister Holness to articulate a clear and comprehensive incentive package that directly targets the concerns of potential returnees. Beyond general improvements, what specific policies are being implemented to streamline bureaucracy and reduce corruption? Many returning Jamaicans express frustration with the perceived inefficiencies and hurdles in government processes, from starting a business to obtaining necessary permits. What concrete reforms are being undertaken to address this broken system of governance? Enhance educational and healthcare systems to international standards. While Holness mentions healthcare and education as central to the government strategy, how will these systems be demonstrably improved to meet the expectations of individuals accustomed to, and perhaps reliant on, higher standards abroad? What provisions are being made for the children of returnees, especially in terms of school placement and curriculum alignment? Provide robust investment opportunities and support for entrepreneurship. Beyond general economic growth, are there specific programs, tax breaks, or venture capital initiatives designed to attract and support returning entrepreneurs and professionals who wish to invest their capital and skills in Jamaica? Address concerns about community safety and security beyond crime statistics. While a reduction in violent crime is positive, what sustained, visible measures are being implemented to foster a sense of security and trust in local communities, particularly for those who may have been away for decades? Facilitate the transfer of skills and qualifications. Are there clear pathways and support systems for the recognition of foreign qualifications and experience, ensuring that returning professionals can seamlessly integrate into the Jamaican workforce at levels commensurate with their expertise? Prime Minister Holness's vision of making Jamaica the country of choice for its people is aspirational. However, to truly encourage a significant and sustained return of Jamaicans from abroad, the government must move beyond broad declarations and clearly outline the tangible incentives and systemic reforms that will convince them that Jamaica is not just a place of patriotism, but a genuinely viable and rewarding place to build their future. Without a clear articulation of how the broken system of governance is being fixed and what practical benefits await them, the call to return may unfortunately remain an unfulfilled hope for many.
Come home, con do what is the question. Make we argue now, Prime Minister. We will live in a foreign attack to you, We were used to the services foreign provide. We were used to the niceties amongst the hard life where foreign provide. Attack to you now. The water part, Prime Minister. We want when we get up a morning time and we use with toilet, we can't flush it. We can't go to a face base now, we can't do a face and we mouth. We can jump in the shower and we can have a shower or a bath without any problem. That then, you have to sort out that first, because that day we used to every day. Yes, we may born and grow up carrying water upon we head, but a long time only will come out of the system then also. That day you have to sort out that part there. We want when we come home and we turn on the light and we not see no light, we not look up on the bulb and turn the switch again and turn the switch again and one day for blow the bulb blow. We want to be able to watch TV, charge with phone, have with fridge on and all the little thing them, and we like to have light outside our house at night time and them something there. We like to have good road for drive pan, and we want pavement for we pick them walk pan so vehicle not bounce them down. And we want when night come, when we walk pan road in a night, we not in a no darkness at all. Every lamp post both side of the road, at least every other one, have a street light. We want beautiful parks for children them go play. Prime Minister, we want school for children them can be properly educated with good curriculum and not the Christopher Columbus curriculum. We want organic food to eat because we tired of the old foreign scrubs them. We done yet. We want a proper transport system, road, rail, and everything because we used to it. We want good road for drive pan because all the coming we have suffer from dizziness and motion sickness. Pan for your road them, it wouldn't be any benefit to me going too far. A whole heap of thing we want. We want ambulance. We want when we belly a pain we at night time, we can call ambulance. We want when accident pan road, we can call ambulance. And ambulance come in good quality time. Can we go hospital? We have accident and emergency, and when we go there, they have staff were well paid, and they have supplies and equipment to work with. We want a adequate running health care with all the specialities and the necessary diagnostic. You can provide them definitely. What else we want, Prime Minister? Police. Prime Minister, we want able to turn up and war with your police, them and paint with hand in their face, and they no box with them, and they no shoot with them. We want police where we can depend on say them a go fight crime and they now go turn criminal. Prime Minister, let's turn to the government. Prime Minister, we want a government of integrity, transparency, and accountability. A government, Prime Minister, free from lack of integrity, financial investigation, tax evasion, corruption, procurement fraud, contracts violation. Prime Minister, where do you want me to stop? You see how much you have to go rectify? Prime Minister, and we're not done yet, you know? We're not done yet. Prime Minister, let's talk about customer service. In a foreign year, we're miserable and we love to complain and we love when you have manners when we come in your business place. Prime Minister, we're big pan customer service, you know, because we don't like waste with time and we don't like people test with patient. Because we sooner. Can you keep up to that, Prime Minister? Prime Minister, when we also burn down and we call fire truck, we want the fire truck to come. And when the fire truck come, we don't want it to come empty. And we don't want them to come and the hydrant empty neither. Prime Minister, you think you can fix that? Prime Minister, when we call police, we want police to come. We don't want police to tell we say one vehicle we have an out of the worker with vehicle. Prime Minister, can you do that? Come home, come do what? Come turn thief and criminal like Uno? Come home, come turn thief and criminal because we're going to have to come join where we see you know. Prime Minister, if we follow your argument and come home, we're going to have to come join the corruption where we see. Because it would be a riot between we and Uno to get a change. So either we create misery between we and Uno, or we join Uno. Come home, come do what Andrew. When you tap thief, Andrew Holness, when you tap the thief, because we're afraid of thief, you see, Andrew. We're afraid of people holding way up on road, Andrew Holness. And for the last 27 years, you've been sticking up the Jamaica people. Go on where you go, you little boy, but come home. Make we turn a foreigner and suffer. The suffering a foreigner and suffering a Jamaican no difference. I suffer, we a suffer. The only difference is we can plant same thing at Jamaica and we now we are foreign for plant same thing. So catch 22. Oh. Hey. Anyway, can't go about my business. Bad weather out a door. Rain, breeze, cold. Anything when you're in bad weather out there. But we don't know if we'll come back this evening. If we'll come back this evening, we know we see we. But look out for the notification. Alrighty? Look out for the notification if we'll come later. But bad weather, go on in a foreign, yeah. You know. Anyway, globalists, thank you all for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. And we stand with Cuba. We're not going to be ungrateful like our leaders. We're not going to look away from our brother. We stand support with Cuba, and we will be always highlighting and voicing our concern when it comes to Cuba, because it's the Caribbean that needs Cuba. Cuba may not need the Caribbean, but the Caribbean needs Cuba. Thank you very much for being here this morning. Lovely to have your support. Thank you. Thank you. And if we'll come back later, join us back again. Good morning and good afternoon.
Too long in our little ghetto, run keep going on, less process. For children of Israel do really love rights. So just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace. What wrong is going on? Day or night, we gonna bust down Babylon walls. Prepare the way, prepare the way for your people. Let's go. Fight down war and crime, fight down. Me say Rastafari, war and crime, and do the righteousness. And we love, and we love Jaja, and we love Jaja, and we love Jaja, we love Jaja, we love Jaja, Rastafari, preserve all people. Put time away again. Listen, yeah. Just as I and I as a watching man, I run Babylonian walls. Oh, children of Israel, I should never hold thy peace while we penalize day or night. We gonna bust down Babylon gates. Prepare the way, prepare the way for Rastafari. Fight down war and crime, fight down war and crime. Rastafari, war and crime, and build up righteousness. And we love Jah, and we love Jah, and we love Jah, Rastafari, preserve all. And we love Jah, me love Jaja, me love Jaja, Rastafari, preserve all. Me love Jaja, Rastafari. Yeah, the next song is going to be the last song for tonight, and then DJ Twink.
If you don't like missing out on the latest shows but still enjoy classic hits, then Global TV Group 358 is your perfect match. Global TV Group 358 isn't just another channel, it's your ultimate TV experience. From breaking news to binge-worthy dramas and timeless classics, we've got it all. Our unique blend of original content and global favorites means there's something for everyone. And guess what? With GTVG's seamless streaming, you can watch anywhere, anytime. Plus, our interactive features let you be part of the action. So, whether you're a seasoned binge watcher or a casual viewer, Global TV Group 358 is here to keep you entertained day and night. Don't just watch TV, experience it with Global TV Group 358. Subscribe now and never miss a moment.